I'm Hawa Hassan, author of Setting a Place for Us, my new cookbook, which is based on people who've had to leave home, people who've had to restart over, and what that might look like. And today I'm here at the LA Times getting ready to make one of my favorite dishes that comes from the chapter of Lebanon. A cauliflower drizzled with tahini, which is super garlicky and can sometimes feel like earthy. In this cookbook, it's a reflection of the Lebanese kitchen. And for all the recipes in our book, that's the way that we selected it. We selected 8 recipes that we felt would be a piece of that kitchen, or what a kitchen in those countries look like. I know, frying is intimidating, and people can really get turned off by it. But the main thing that you want with frying is to make sure that your oil is where it needs to be, so that as soon as you, like this recipe moves quite quickly. So when you put your cauliflower in, it comes together like that. It gets really golden in about 4 minutes, and you want to keep an eye on it because it could be a bit temperamental. So we're going to try to get our oil, we're not going to try to, we're going to get our oil to 365. If you have a whole cauliflower, you want to cut your florets, you want to make them individually just like this. If you're afraid or feel a little intimidated, you could just go ahead and put it from the side. So you just, and if you're not sure if your oil is not ready and you don't have a thermometer, you could just start with like a sparkling of water, or just like a flick of water. And if it starts to simmer the way that it's doing now, that means it's ready. So here we go. This crackly popping sound, that lets you know that your oil is working for you and your cauliflower are getting golden. I'm just gonna turn them over just to make sure that they don't, there we go. Our oil is in a really good place, so I'm gonna remove some of them. I've got a tray set on the side with paper towel. That's gonna soak up some of that excess oil. And you don't want to keep these in longer than they need to be in. That's why you need to keep a bit of an eye out on them. Otherwise they'll get soaky and like, it won't taste as delicious as you want. This is exactly the color we're looking for, just a little golden. My team and I'm so very fortunate to be working with a lot of people that are incredibly smart, smarter than me. After a ton of research was done, what we realized is that this cauliflower is almost on every Lebanese cook's table. When they're Lebanese and they open up this book, they're like, oh, my mom makes that just like that. And my mom does put it in a pita, and she does put a garlicky, lemony tahini over it. And so tahini is the condiment of choice in that country. And so it makes all the sense to me now, being on the other side of it. But during the research, I was like, I didn't know that cauliflower could be so delicious. But what is really interesting is that the way herb and citrus is used on this dish. Being an East African from the Indian Ocean, one of the things that we do with our food is we always brighten it with a touch of citrus. And so, or, you know, a sprinkle of cilantro. So to me, this was, I was like, hey, this is also like the things that we do. You know, those flavors really do translate. So now that we've got our cauliflower to the side, we're gonna wanna start on our tahini. So you know, when people think about displacement and what it means to be a refugee, or what it means to be a person who is from a place that has experienced civil unrest for eons, just like I'm from Somalia. And having, you know, I left Somalia when I was 4. We've been at civil war, or a country that's destabilized, for the last 40 years, basically. Food is political, food is a bridge, and that's what this book talks about. And it invites people to think about their own kitchen and their responsibility as eaters, and what does that look like for you, and how do you ask the tough questions of even yourself? Who grew your food? What hands were in them? Where did it come from? My main thing that I wanted to demystify for American eaters and people in the West is the mundane things are the things that are connecting us. What's for dinner tonight? How am I gonna get my kids to school? How will we remain safe? And all of us are looking for that, and all of us are asking ourselves that every day. What does it look like if we start to think, oh, what are the people in Lebanon eating? What are they currently experiencing? And so that's my hope for this book, is You come for the recipes, but you stay for the people in the stories. Hit it off with a little bit of salt. I'm gonna get that nutty, garlicky tahini and just drizzle it over. A bit of herb. I'm using parsley here, but if you have cilantro, that's fine too. And then just a bit of squeeze of lemon juice. And ta-da!